I've got 10 tweets here. I'm going to read them out and then I'm going to have my opinion about your opinion. Is Carlo Ancelotti the best coach in the history of the club? He has the best winning percentage. He's won almost every trophy possible. Well, he has to be up there, doesn't he? Really. Obviously, Zidane did a brilliant job, won all those Champions Leagues. So he's had more Champions League victories than Carlo Ancelotti. Ancelotti's come back and done a brilliant job with a relatively aging team, with obviously a couple of young stars. So I'd definitely put him up there, right in the top three. And what's more, he's a really likeable guy as well. He made Ronaldo better. Ronaldo declined after leaving Benzema. Benzema improved after Ronaldo left. Simple. Not that simple, I don't think, Hadi, because first you've got to remember that Ronaldo is getting on a bit now, so he was always going to decline. And the same will happen to Benzema at some point, because the same happens to all us footballers. We all decline at some point, and Ronaldo still went on to score lots of goals, both at Juventus and even this season at 37 years old. But I do agree with you that Benzema had to play second fiddle to Ronaldo, and therefore Benzema has stepped up since Ronaldo left and has become and has improved. I'll give you that, because I think he's actually been allowed to play more of the role that suits him rather than perhaps suits Ronaldo. So half agree, half not. Okay? Next one from Aga Ekumeku. I hope I've said that right. Simeone is relentless and the Atleti fans and board adore him. They're a match made in heaven. He will stay there for a very long time. Can't argue with any of that, really. He will probably be there a very long time. He's already been there a very long time, hasn't he? And if ever there's, I suppose, proof that a team is a reflection of its coach's personality, then I think Atleti is it. And he keeps producing great seasons. This one not quite as good as seasons past, but obviously he ran Manchester City very close in that Champions League encounter. Next one from Barça Universal, and that is Xavi is the breakout star this season. Well, I suppose if we say that Pedri was already a star because he was obviously playing in the Euros, then I don't disagree with that. I think that's probably absolutely true. He's been superb. You'd probably also say Vinicius in some ways, although I know he's been around for a while, but he's had such a big improvement this season that you would have to possibly include him. So I'm going to agree with you there. He's been great. At the Clint Low, and he says Xavi better than Pep, maybe even better than Cruyff. It's a little bit early to go that far, isn't it? I mean, Johan Cruyff and Pep Guardiola, two of the greatest coaches in Barcelona's history, make that in football's history. If Xavi even does half as well as either of them, then he'll be very good indeed. But who knows? He's had a very special start at Barcelona. He's done a brilliant job so far under difficult circumstances, but he's got some great young players. And if he's as good as Cruyff and Pep Guardiola, that'll be amazing. If he's even better, he'll be the best coach of all time. Next one from @Stefan Afamo. Benzema has been phenomenal this season, currently my player of the season. I don't think anyone would argue with that. Simple. Definitely. Certainly in La Liga, possibly in the world, actually. And I think he's probably currently favourite. I know it's only April, but currently favourite for the Ballon d'Or. At Kedasawant 33. I hope Emery causes the biggest upset since Leicester and win the Champions League with Villarreal. He deserves it for all the disrespect he got the last few years, one of the best managers in the world. Well, he's certainly doing an absolutely brilliant job at Villarreal. In the Champions League anyway. They've obviously not had such a great season in the league, in La Liga, but they're in the semi-finals, and yes, I think you're probably right. It'd be one of the greatest upsets, really. Such a, obviously tiny town, obviously financial backing, but Emery has done an absolutely brilliant job, totally agree. Next one, from Hashim C. Hashim. He says, Vinicius Jr will win the Ballon d'Or before Neymar. I think it's probably too late for Neymar to win the Ballon d'Or now, to be perfectly honest. You know, he tends to get a few injuries with his ankles these days. He's getting towards he's probably past his absolute peak, but you never know. He's a wonderfully talented and brilliant player. Vinicius Jr is improving rapidly. He's had a terrific season. There was always that thought about him, wasn't that his final ball or certainly his finishing wasn't going to be good enough, but he's really improved that this season. And who knows, he might be a future Ballon d'Or winner. Right, the 10th and final one is from Fadi SZN, and he says, Iago Aspas is one of the most underrated strikers of our generation for real. Well, he certainly has been a really consistent goal scorer, hasn't he, for a long time. What is he, about 34 now? He's brilliant for Celta Vigo over such a long period of time. So I would say he probably is underrated and deserves a bit. He obviously had that little spell at Liverpool where things didn't really go for him, but I'm not going to argue with that one.